Come on in here. I got my cup of tea, and we are ready for tea time. Do you have your tea? I got some news for you, though. Our tea is on closeout. We only have like 3 cases left, and we are going to spread the joy. So we've set a new closeout price at $9.95. So get in here and go to the fly shop and get some tea. I'm trying to get some people in here. Wow, this is hot. I like my tea just right. There's Sage and Lori. Come on in. Beverly. Yay. Tamara. Sheila. There's my sister. She got a birthday on Wednesday. We will no longer be 2 years apart in age. We'll be 1 year. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Get your cup of tea. And here is our body clutter tea. I'll have to tell you the story about how it was developed. Oh, many years ago. I read a book called Eat to Beat Disease. And he talked about tea in that book. And he also did a TED Talk about tea, that tea gives you 3 different types of good stuff, I guess is all you can say. But if you have, so I started drinking a cup of tea with 3 different types of tea bags in it, which ended up being a mistake because I just needed 1 tea bag. Now, our tea bags are really cute. Let me pull a tea bag out. They're round and they fit in the bottom of a cup. Oh, wow. It smells so good. I wish you could smell it. I wish we had smell-o-vision. But so we had tea developed to make it easier to go to bed at night so that you're not drinking so much caffeine. Patrick Bear said my name. Oh, that dates us, Beverly. I know what that was. It was, I gave Robert the magnifying glass where she looked around. That's Romper Room. Romper Room. Anyway. So we only have 3 cases left, and when they're gone because it takes a year to get the tea. It takes a full year to get the tea. It comes on a slow boat from India, and that is some just slow travel. But it was going through the pandemic and all that stuff, and it was just a rough time. We all went through it. But having a cup of tea is medicinal. If you're in Germany, my sister-in-law, she had a baby. Her son was born in Germany. And they were working over there. They weren't military, but I think Joe was working on his PhD or something, and they were over there, and they had a tea for everything. They had a tea for postpartum depression. They had a tea for bleeding. And she says it was some of the nastiest stuff she'd ever had to drink. And Dr. Kemp, he was from Germany, and he had a tea for everything too. And I forget this one tea. He gave Robert some of the tea bags. He said, "Here, drink this." Well, let's just say Robert doesn't have a palate for that kind of tea. But this tea tastes really good. And it's a mixture of Earl Grey, green tea, and bergamot black tea with black tea. So it was 3 different kinds of tea and one little bitty tea bag, and it just makes a beautiful tea. And I've even poured it into my tea. Once it cools down, I pour it in my glass for tea for dinner. So I tell you what, I love having tea. Now, I didn't even know I had photograph paper in my printer, but evidently I did. And I wanted to print out the list of the 13 days of baby steps that we're going to be doing. Uh, Tomorrow we're going to be talking about clutter. Last month we did that. Then we're going to talk about hot spots and mini planning and family fun day and if mama ain't happy. Weekly home blessing next Monday. We did that today. Perfectionism, your before bed routine, your morning routine. Running on empty. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Running on empty because when we don't drink our water or when we run out of gas, the main thing here is get your tea ordered, be ready, because there's 100 bags in this package of tea. That's 3 months worth. That's a lot of tea. Laura just got hers in, and I've sent out a testimonial about the tea. She didn't believe us. She thought we would tell a story about the tea, but we don't tell stories. We use your testimonials to sell the tea. So I was listening to Appalachian Homestead, and one of the things we need to be aware of is that God gives us discernment. God gives us discernment. My lipstick's not quite right. Gives us discernment. And have you ever been in a situation where you got cold chills? Just for no reason. For no reason. Or you're driving your car and you hear that you may need to get off the road. I've been riding in the car with Robert and I said, honey, you need to get over into the left lane. And he said, why? And I said, well, there's going to be a deer up here. I've been driving in the fog and the same thing happened to me. I got, little cold chills. I was going to the airport early in the morning. I got cold chills and I moved over into the left lane because what I what I felt was there were going to be 3 deer. It was that specific, 3 deer in the lane, beside the road and in the lane. And sure enough, I know right where it was too. Even in the fog, I knew right where I was. And sure enough, there was 3 deer in the road. And I missed them because I moved over. They're God's creatures too. And that sense of discernment and knowing something's going on. Some God's warning you, and some it's not fear, it's a warning, and we can either choose to heed that warning or we can choose to ignore it and something might happen. But when we're going so fast, when we're going 90 miles an hour, we can't slow down to hear it. Now, I was driving at a very slow speed and I didn't have on my fog lights. I don't think I had the car that I have now, but I've been hit by a deer before. And that's the true thing. A deer ran into the side of my car, and that's really hard. It's really hard when that happens because you have no control, none. But we got to learn to slow down, not just slow down our our speed, but slow down our brains because that's when we can best hear what we need to do. We don't know. We just don't. We don't. praise the Lord enough for those, as Patera said, it's spidey senses that can help you recognize that something's not right. My sister Patty has been driving in the car, and she was told to get way, 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 way over into the median and on the side of the road. And she did it. And sure enough, right in front of her, once she got over, there was a a several car pileup. So we don't know why these things happen, but we have to praise the Lord for giving this. It's the Holy Spirit giving us these warnings, and it's just beautiful, just beautiful. But you got to be aware. If you got too much noise going on, sometimes just being in the car quietly is a wonderful place to pray and a wonderful place to sing and just be quiet. I've got one cup that says be still and know that I am God. Sometimes we just have to be still. It's hard for me to be still. It's hard for me to be still. I'm always doing something. Right now I'm rocking. I'm rocking. Sometimes I wish I had a rocking chair up here, but I don't. But we've got to be still so we can hear what God has planned for us. So we can not be in a panic. When you get in a panic, you know what happens? Your brain shuts off. The blood flow to your brain shuts off. Just shuts off. We don't see typos, Marsha. We don't see typos. Our perfectionism has left us a long time ago. This morning or this afternoon early, I put out a testimonial about the complete package, and I sent it from the wrong address, and I'm resending that out a little later this afternoon. So y'all realize that God gives us that sense of the hair standing up on the back of your neck, cold chills breaking out on your body. God gives us that. It's not fear. It's not fear. It's discernment. That's been a long time ago, Marsha. Long, long time ago. Anyway, we're going to talk about clutter tomorrow. I've got the whole week planned out. I've been working hard. I did that yesterday. So, folks, be aware. And if you hadn't listened to Appalachian Homestead, go check out Tara. She's got some good things to say, some wise things. And she's recommending a book by somebody, but I can't remember the name of the book. But fear is a gift. And I was talking to Justin about it, and that Sarah needed to read this book. Fear is a gift. Here comes my sweet darling home. Oh, yesterday, y'all. Last night, as I was getting ready, I was doing my before bed meditation and prayer and good stuff. There was a little short that came on, so it's less than 1 minute long, and it was about a 97-year-old man who got up every morning at 5:30 to make his wife some tea. Tea again. It's all about tea. And he would make her tea and he would set it on her little table, and then he would turn her mug to the right place so she could grab her cup and not burn her hand on the cup. So I got in bed last night and I said, God didn't break the mold when he made you, honey. He said, what do you mean? I said, somebody else does what you do for me every morning. He said, what's that? And I said, well, he's 97 years old and he brings his wife tea and then he turns the handle around so that he can grab it. Well, Robert started doing that the other day. He would put the tea down, but um, he would put it down where it wasn't how I would grab it, and I never mentioned it to him or anything, but I would just turn it around a little bit to where it was where I could grab it, and he said, "Have I been putting it down wrong all these years?" I said, "No." He said, "But I saw you turn it," and I said, "Well, it just makes it easier for me to grab," and he said, "Well, I'll fix that." So now he turns the tea around so that I can grab it just like I need to grab it. Because, I like a three-finger hold or a four-finger hold. And he said, he thought it was just cute. It was just cute. And that little old man tottering in there getting his wife tea. So it's just precious, absolutely precious. My sweet darling spoils me rotten. But we went to dinner last night because we wanted hot tea. We went and ate Chinese because we wanted hot tea. Hot tea is lovely. So get your hot tea. It's on closeout. We only have 3 cases left. And it will all be gone at that time. All be gone. I just love sitting here and not saying a word. Y'all come here to watch me rock, don't you? Well, Robert and I have been married 26 years. And the other day, I don't know what happened. It was just, I'm trying to do too many things at one time. I'm listening to some's on TV, I'm working on my computer. And I said, "What's for the dessert?" is what I tried to say. And I said, "Divorce." And he said, "Is there something I need to know?" And I said, "No, I just hadn't been taking my B vitamins." And so I started back on my B vitamins that dissolve under my tongue. And he has teased me about that because I am the happiest I have ever been, because he spoils me rotten every single day, every single day. Sometimes I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but we're getting back to basics. And these basic things help us get our home in order. It really does. Justin, I was having a hard time finding a testimonial that we had gotten many years ago. My email's not working right, and usually that gets me all in a tizzy. But I'm just baby stepping my way through it, trying to get it to download. I've got to have surgery on my email program, and I know how to do it because I am the Eudora Queen. I am, and I'll get it fixed. I'll get it fixed. But we have some great sales going on right now. We have the multi one, and Justin found the testimonial I've been looking for 2 days about this multi one. And they put the handle on it because this part comes off right here. This just unscrews. And they put our mop handle on it, and they cleaned upper windows. They cleaned chandeliers. They cleaned a bunch of stuff. So, y'all, take some time today to be thankful to the ones that spoil you and spoil the ones that don't spoil you. There's the cardinal in the window. It's in the window, y'all. I don't know if I can show it to you without it blowing out. I can't. He flew away. Oh well. I like my cardinal. Makes me happy. But he hasn't fluttered on the window yet. Well, y'all, we've got to get rid of our clutter. We're going to talk about our clutter tomorrow. I'm going to do a short about our clutter. So, y'all, be good, kind, and sweet. Be good to yourself by having a cup of tea with me every day. I might not do it on Saturday, Sunday, but you can do it for yourself on Saturday and Sunday. Just when it gets to be 3 o'clock your time, sit down and have a cup of tea. That was a loud noise. So be good, kind, and sweet. Be good to yourself by having a cup of tea. Be kind to others by inviting somebody over for tea time. Y'all, I love y'all so much. Get your multi wand. Get your tea. And if you don't have our tools, get our tools. They make they they make cleaning fun. They inspire you to get something done. Anyway, let the joy and the sweetness that is in your heart that comes from the Lord show the world who you are. This looks like wings, doesn't it? I just now noticed that. Just backwards wings. Anyway, there's Peter. Did you get more snow? I'm ready for the snow to go away. Patera was talking about the redbud trees were 3 weeks early blooming. And we got a freeze here. Robert brought in the clematis bush last night. Wait till you see it when it blooms. He got a tree in a while ago. So we're getting ready for springtime. I mean, ready for springtime. All glory goes to God with every season, with every season. She still has her first timer. My sister does. It lasts. They've been left out in the weather all winter long, and they still work. I don't. When you make something that takes a licking and keeps on ticking, you can do anything for 15 minutes. I mean, this one is sun blistered from being in this room, and the sun hits it. Well, you are blessed, Peter. You are blessed not to get more snow. So, y'all, have a good rest of the day. I'm going to get back to work. But thank you for joining me for tea time. And get your tea. We got it. We got it on sale, and it really does taste good. You can just ask anybody in the chat that's got it. They'll tell you the truth. Why would they? Why would they tell you a story? They wouldn't. We tell it like it is. So drink up. And I'll see you back here tomorrow where it's plan and play day. Plan and play day. Talk to you later. Bye.